Good morning, everybody. Nice to meet you and nice to be here with you. I hope we can enjoy today and learn a little bit more about this original food processor. Bamix is the original handheld blender in the world, made in 1953 is the patent. It was the first one of its kind. So Bamix is the original, and all other handheld blender you find in the market are only copies of Bamix. When Bamix has been developed, it's supposed to be a kitchen machine. So it's not just a regular blender, it's a handheld food processor. So the idea of Bamix was to replace many of those kitchen machines. So you have one machine which can do everything, almost everything. When our competitors started to copy Bamix, they just tried to make a cheap copy. And the cheap copy became a handheld blender, a regular blender which is only mixing purees, soft things, but not hard things. So it's completely different. The difference between Bamix and our competitors is basically the motor inside. Bamix is using AC motor. AC motor is an alternative motor, which is balancing himself. Okay? So basically it takes the energy from the source and balances the motor to keep the speed stable. With a stable speed, with a high torque, we can push and crack all the hard parts. So whenever we process hard food, we still keep the same speed. It doesn't drop. Our competitors' machine, which use a DC motor, magnetic motor, whenever they have resistance and the harder the food, the lower the speed, because the speed is dropping down. So basically they make, whoa, right? And here, this machine keeps the speed on a high level all the time. The third thing, which is very important, is another major difference between AC and DC motor. AC motor is for lifetime, versus a DC motor, which is only for a specific life cycle. So they will die anyway. So they can hold for 10 years, and then they will break. And Bamix can last for lifetime. So still nowadays, in our factory, which is over 60 years old, based in Switzerland, we have customers bringing us back a 40, 50, 60 years old Bamix to repair. And we still can repair it. It's amazing. So another advantage, big advantage of Bamix is we can repair this machine versus our competitors. When they break down, you just throw them away. One important thing I told you before, Bamix is made in Switzerland. That means high quality. It's very important. And by the way, Bamix is the only one producing in Switzerland. All our competitors, they produce where? No? In China, exactly. Besides the machine, we have, of course, the blades, because as you can see here, there is no blade on. All our competitors, they have fixed blades, most of them, and all the other ones who can change the blades, they just copy Bamix, right? But most of them, they have fixed blades. And what is very important with these blades, they are very sharp. So you have to be careful that you don't cut your fingers. Our blades instead, this is the major blade, is not sharp at all. I can touch it, I can do it in my fingers, I will not cut myself. Why we don't use sharp blades?
Because you have power.
Exactly. Because we have power and constant speed. High speed. So we are talking here with 180 watt power of 17,000 revolutions per minute maximum. And this is constant, guaranteed speed under full load. So with 17,000 revolutions per minute, you can crack everything. So you don't need a sharp blade. Our competitors, they use a sharp blade because their speed is dropping down. And if they don't have a sharp blade, they will never minds anything. That's the reason. But the point is, when you use it for a couple of times, the sharpness will go away. and then they are useless, or they're getting useless. That's the point. Good? So we have here 4 blades with Bamix. Put this away. Why we use 4 blades? Different blades. Because there is different use, different application in the kitchen, right? This flat blade here, which is not really flat, you can see, it's not a mistake, is curved because when it spins around, it does this movement. And this movement means, or is used for aerating food, aerating liquids. So basically we do cream and foams with this blade here. It's called the A blade, A for aerating. We start. I'll go this, and then slowly I go up and down. And once I get a certain consistency, a little bit foamy and creamy, I can go to the high speed. And this is only with the A blade. A blade. And it's exactly the same thing as you use a hand whisk and you do this movement. And we do this movement. Okay? So we put air inside. Then we have a second blade with some holes. This is called the B blade. B stands for blending or emulsification. So we emulsify liquids. Different liquids put together and fixed together. So emulsification. Like sauces, when you have different liquids, you put them together and you make a nice sauce. Or creams, whatever. Or a mayonnaise, for instance. When you have oil and egg, and you fix them together to mayonnaise. And this is your mayonnaise. So it's emulsification. Blending. Or some specific application is mashed potatoes. Third blade is called the C blade. And C is for chopping, cracking, crashing, whatever it is. Chop. Chop, yes. Make small pieces. And when we have hard food, it's cracking the food. Now, something very important for you. When we have liquid, we go with the Bamix in the liquid and then we start. Okay? When we have only hard food, no liquid, we start first and then we go in. It's very important. Because when it's very frozen, like ice cubes or frozen fruits, and I'll go in and then I start, then the blade can block into the blade, into the frozen fruits or into the ice cube. And then it can not really process well, or it can even break the blade. So basically when I have hard thing, I start first and then I'll go in. And now it's very important, your here is silent. And the ice cream is done. So these are the 3 main blades which you have in the set. And then we have an optional blade, which I will just explain, but just before I go to this blade, 90% of all application in the kitchen you use this blade here, the C blade. Those 2 blades are more a little bit specific. Foaming and creaming and blending, emulsifying. Which is not very often, depending what you cook at home. Yeah? But 90% of all applications you use this blade. Now, what we realized before, this blade is not sharp at all. So when it comes that you use raw vegetable, basically long vegetable with fibers, like asparagus or celeries, and you want to do some soups or whatever with fresh vegetables, or you want to mince fresh fish or fresh meat, and fresh meat and fish, they have nerves and fat inside. Then this blade, because it's not sharp, it will not cut the fibers or the nerves because they are elastic when they are raw. So what happens? Those fibers and nerves will twist around the blade because it cannot crack, because it's not sharp. Even the high speed will not crack them because they are very elastic. So what we need to do is, we need a sharp blade. So we have made this, it's called the S blade, because it looks like an S, is for slicing.
What?
Slicing. Cutting or slicing. So basically, this blade is sharpened, but it's not sharp that you cannot touch it. So I can touch it. The only sharp points are the edge here. There you have to be a little bit careful, but here, the part is only sharpened, but it's not sharp that you will cut your fingers. It's not like a knife. Huh? But with high speed and the power we have, we can cut the fibers and crack the nerves, because they are elastic. So again, we have A blade for aerating, we have the B blade for blending, emulsifying, we have the C blade for chopping, and the F blade for slicing and chopping. It's the same. Basically, these two blades are doing exactly the same job. Only this one is for raw vegetable, vibrant vegetables, and fresh fish and meat, and this one is for everything else. Okay? So when you use the grinder, obviously you don't need these blades, because there is a blade in here. So it's removable, so you can clean it. When I touch this blade, it is not sharp at all. You can touch it, you can feel it. It's not sharp. So exactly the same thing happens like we do here with the C blade. Everything is done by the speed and the power. With a high speed, we can crack everything, even hard nuts. And something very important too, remind that this is very, very fast. We are talking about 17,000 revolution. It's always with high speed, to operate with high speed. With 17,000 revolution, you do very, very fast things here. So we're not talking about minutes grinding, we are talking about seconds. What you see here is a nice stand. Very simple and easy. This stand has got two holes, so I can fix it on the wall, like this, or I can put it just on the table. And it's very simple and easy because you need to have it available all the time. Bamix is the perfect kitchen appliance which you can use every day, several times a day. Then the knives, the blades, very simple. You have these little holes here. You can put them on the side. Very simple, so you don't lose them. You see? Like this. All the blades, they have a little hole here. And there's a little pin on the stick here. So you have to make sure that this is going inside exactly, and you hear the click. You hear the click, right? Then it's correct. As I told you before, this knife, the S blade, is an optional. It comes like this, so whenever, depending on what your customers are doing, you can sell this as an option if they need it to. This machine is coming with 3 blades, A, B, C, and the grinder. Then we have also another option, which is the beaker set or the jug, which is very useful to do something, because in this I can do a mayonnaise, I can close it, put it in a fridge. And you can also open up here and just tear it, whatever, and close it. So these are optional. But this set is the most important. And as I said, if they don't want to buy this, there's no problem, because they can use anything they have home. Just important, they have to be flat or like this, never concave. So this is energy saving, powerful, silent, versatile, and good for healthy food. People can do very healthy food with this. It's a big benefit. So we are not selling products, we are selling solution and health.
Better life.
A better life, right. And if your customers understand this machine and how to use it, and they use it every day for different application in the kitchen, they can save money with this machine. It's good? It's not good, it's perfect. Perfect. It's magical. It's magical. So you can be the magic man. I'm the Bamix man and you are the magic man. Exactly.